This video is for straight men and straight men only. I'm sorry, but how in the world could you not like me? Yes, I'm a trans woman. I'm a doll.
Well, there seem to be some obvious answers to those questions. Let's see if we can help them out. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. Now, there seems to be a pervading truth that you can't conquer. It tends to be truth conquers things. You don't really conquer truth. And one of them is when a guy wants to be a woman. You can want it to be true. What's true is you want it to be true. That doesn't make it true. We have a case study in front of us in our scientific endeavors where a guy who does a good job of pretending to be a woman cannot get it through his head why straight guys don't want to date him. Before we look at the footage and really understand the nuances of this perplexing situation, at first glance, it would appear a straight guy wouldn't want to date a guy because that straight guy is indeed a straight guy. Dating another guy, no matter what their Halloween costume is, that would be a homosexual relationship. And if that's not where he is with his orientation, then that would make him not want to date another him. That's just, broad strokes here, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty close to rocket science, but let's dive back in and hear the rest of this TikToker's perplexing question. And by the way, we'll get to some funny stuff and I'll also show you something about this trans woman who is a guy that might surprise you, and it's definitely prostitution, but nonetheless, let's dive in.
This video is for straight men and straight men only.
By the way, that is not inclusive whatsoever.
I'm sorry, but how in the world could you not like me?
I've got some reasons.
I'm a trans woman. I'm a doll. Like, what is so different about dating me than a cis woman?
Oh, well, now that you asked, lack of ovaries, lack of, other things down there, and the presence of certain things. The XY chromosome's also very, very different. Dramatically so. But nonetheless, the bone density, what's going on in your mind? But nonetheless, aside from that vast list of stark differences, yeah, what is different? When you look past the bold list of obvious, what actually is different? That's a good point.
You can do everything that she can.
Well, that appears to be misinformation right there. And actually, that makes me wonder what Mr. Rogers would say about all this.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddies. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, apparently the TikToker we saw in the beginning didn't grow up with Mr. Rogers. Otherwise, he'd have the answers to his questions. And Mr. Rogers is kind of speaking the truth there. Some people won't like it. The truth never cares about feelings. That's the reality. And again, what you are, that's what's true. And it can be true that you want to be something different than what you are. That's okay. That can be true that you want to be something different. It can be true that you don't like the truth. That can be true. But it doesn't mean what you pretend to be is true. It just means it's true that you're pretending to be that. But, that is just all dependent on the 1.5 to 2-year-old wisdom that Mr. Rogers was just teaching us. And it so happens that this trans TikToker has found a guy. Now, we don't really know if it's a straight guy. Well, actually, we do. It's not a straight guy. But I think the TikToker probably thinks it's a straight guy. Let's take a look, Ski.
I'm Joseph.
I'm Madison, and people judge our relationship because I'm a trans woman.
And I moved her in after the first date.
Joseph, I met at an after party. So romantic.
She was wearing a black dress. She had her hair down and she looked really stunning. She was really sweet and kind, and the part about her being a trans woman didn't bother me at all.
Oh my gosh, there's so many challenges when dating as a trans woman. I've been through so many bad guys through so many bad situations. And honestly, like, I thought I was never gonna find love. His and I first date, we went out to eat. And it was a really good night. We ended up drinking a little bit. I moved in right after the first date, which was a big concern for a lot of people that we know.
We have a 17-year age difference. But to me, I feel like age is just a number.
I just enjoy the friendship aspect. You know, I think that's something that I lacked in my previous relationship, is like the friend part about it. When I saw that he was a good guy and that he was willing to be in public with me without any hesitation, that was really eye-opening to me. You're fun, you're uplifting, you're a vibe.
Thank you. You're a vibe too.
No, I drive alone past your street.
Him in high school, her in high school. Wow, she looks different. Now, good for her for finding a relationship. Hopefully they're happy. And a little bit more, he really, I think I misgendered him. I called her. Apologize. That's a reflecting moment for me. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first, are you tired of always feeling tired? Do you just hit the snooze button and then slam your face right back onto the pillow? And to be honest with you, with all the problems you probably take care of at work, with your family, your friends, it's no wonder you feel tired all the time. You probably take care of a lot of different things. But have you ever stopped and asked, who takes care of you? Here's something that I use that definitely helps take care of you. Magnesium Breakthrough. It's an all-natural supplement that helps you reduce fatigue and sleep more peacefully. It even strengthens your muscles and helps improve your brain and heart function. And get this, most magnesium supplements on the market are not full spectrum, but Magnesium Breakthrough is. It's the only magnesium supplement that contains the optimum ratios of all 7 forms of essential magnesium. Imagine having the strength and energy to happily get out of bed every morning and face your day boldly and courageously. To be able to show up as your best self and keep that energy up throughout the day and into the night. So if you want to feel more energized and get the best night of sleep that you've had in probably forever, give Magnesium Breakthrough a try. For an exclusive offer, go to bioptimizers.com/JPReacts and use promo code JPReacts10 for 10% off at checkout. And if you subscribe, not only will you get amazing offers and free gifts, you'll also ensure that your monthly supply is guaranteed. That's bioptimizers.com/JPReacts. Now back to the video. But nonetheless, he seems to really be fixated on his gender, believe it or not. Here's another TikTok. Dramatic music. I'm glad you looked left. What's the obsession with trans women in America? Yeah, I think it's not attractive based obsession. It's more perplexing. Like, do you really think that other people think that's what you are? And in fact, I think the obsession with trans women in America can be really well summarized with this. What men who are transgender want us to see them as when we look at them, and what we actually see. Yeah, there's a big discrepancy between those two pictures, like the imagination and the reality, and it's fascinating. I don't think it's necessarily healthy to like indulge in, but it's fascinating, and I think this picture explains the obsession that the TikToker was questioning. Now you might say, hey, that guy wearing the women's stuff looks pretty feminine. And yeah, compared to others, that would be true. Here you can see him. You know, we get a little bit of broad shoulders here. I mean, kind of a female swimmer type of look. But nonetheless, you can tell he's put in a lot of effort. And good for him. Now, if you look at this person's TikTok, you'll see a lot of rich content. Here is an example. Thai iced tea. He's like, I'm not gay. Promise.
It's really good.
That's amazing content. It really is. And you might say, well, JP, I have a different perspective. I don't think that's good content. Why would anybody watch this person's TikTok crap? Well, it appears as though this particular person's TikTok crap is a feeder system to, drumroll, his OnlyFans page. Yes, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this guy dressed up as a lady is very willing to sell his body on camera, on video. I don't know exactly what the offering is here on OnlyFans, but what I do know is from a moral perspective, at least my moral perspective, it's a form of prostitution, and this form is a legal form, yet in my opinion, it's one born out of self-rejection. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you can subscribe, $11.99 per month. Wouldn't it be funny if this showed up and it's indicating like already subscribed? I'm like, oh crap, I didn't want that shown. But so I've never been on OnlyFans before, hopefully never again. So I don't know how far does this person go with selling themselves for money. And I would guess money is the secondary currency that matters to this person. And I'm speculating here. I don't know this. It's just an educated guess. I would suspect the primary form of currency that this person is after with their OnlyFans, as well as other social media posts, is a currency of attention. And when an adult is, well, devaluing themselves, degrading themselves, if not betraying themselves for attention, that tells you that within that adult is a child that's running a show. So let's get to some of the wisdom from the internet that would help this person with their original perplexing question, why don't straight guys want to date me? Well, here you can see a few answers from the internet. You can read this one for yourself, and I apologize to the illiterate community, not being very uninclusive to you right now, but you can't read and you probably should. Dating in 2023. I'll let you read that one for yourself as well. And of course, this one, you see the dramatic difference. It's like, wow, 2 years later, that's a real woman. She worked for the Biden administration. That is a real woman, is what we tell ourselves. And this one pierces deep, and I would dare say in a way that seems meaningfully true. Dear trans community, don't tell me I have to accept you for who you are when you couldn't accept yourself for who you were. Yeah, and I'm all about like freedom. Let people live their lives however they want, as long as they're not infringing on the lives of other people. And there is a consideration of like, are we witnessing a lot of these folks in a very severe form of self-rejection, non-self-acceptance, and I would dare say it sure looks like that to me. But no, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, please accept yourself.